doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
All right, here we go. Rocking and rolling. Original NoFace in the building. What's happening?
Yo.
What's the deal, man? I caught you at Brickfest recently. You're chilling amongst the peoples.
Yeah.
You performed that day too, right?
I had an all access pass too though. I was the artist there.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. Stash House. Shout out Stash House. He definitely got me on a small stage. It was definitely a first.
Yeah.
That was a first, really. Like going on stage like in front of a crowd like that and doing my thing.
Yeah, it can be a little bit taxing, right? A little bit nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking and kind of nervousness, you know what I'm saying? But you got to do it.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
how I feel. You got to do it.
Once you, like for every artist, like once you're on stage, because I perform too, once you're on stage, it's like the first minute to 2 minutes is really, really tough. And then you get through it and you get into your groove and you're good after that. But then if you mess up, you're back to square zero. Square one.
And I feel you don't have enough time being a new artist.
Sure.
Being, you know what I'm saying? You probably get 6 minutes.
You get 6 minutes and you messed up 2 of those.
And you
minutes.
messed up 2 already. So, now you like, I'm ready to get off now, And it discourages you too. Know people out there knowing your songs or, rocking with you.
Now, masks, right? Detroit masks, wearing masks as an artist. There are some people who, find success with it, some who don't. I think from Michigan's area, the only person that we really knew that was rocking the mask was Shy Killer and Lil T-Shirt. They were all about the mask. Are you familiar with Shy Killer and Lil T-Shirt?
I'm familiar with Shy Killer. I'm familiar with Lil T-Shirt too.
Cool.
They don't like to say who did it first. I feel like I'm the originator. I just didn't push it like I was supposed to. I just fell off the music when I did. But
you feel like you were the first person rocking the masks?
Yeah, like in Michigan, for sure. I got footage from Studio 17 from back when Papa made Urge. I was a kid in Studio 17 looking around, seeing what everybody do. And I had my ensemble. I was the gunman at first. I changed my name from the gunman and changed it to NoFace to make it more, friendlier, put it that way. More.
Were you wearing the same kind of getup, like the same kind of masks?
Yeah,
or?
Different kind of mask, but same glasses, mask, always.
We're talking about Papa's time, so we're going far back.
We going far back. We going before Sada.
Yep.
Like, we going before Sada, like, right when FMBDZ, Turnaround Gang, they was really, Cartier County was really rampant. Tay Blood, long live Tay Blood.
Do you remember when you met Papa? What year it was, roughly?
I don't even know what year it was. I think it was 2016, 2017. Like I said, kid, amazed being around all this.
If anybody's unfamiliar with Papa, this guy was one of the most prolific and phenomenal rappers to come from the Detroit rap scene.
Entertainer, for sure.
But unfortunately, he had drug addiction issues, and he could never just stay consistent in the studio. He had people trying to take care of him and look out for him, but he just never found like a balance. But his music was insane.
And I definitely want to say something about the drugs and all that. I feel like you need better and more support. Better and more support when it comes to things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? When that gets a hold of you and you the breadwinner or he got it, you got to do something more than just, you can't do this, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You got to grab on to him, let's get it.
I feel like everybody was trying to help Papa. I feel like everybody, because I knew so many different people that even Black Bottom was trying to help him. And Black Bottom Records, and I feel like everybody was trying to help him, and they just couldn't keep him. They just couldn't keep him. They would provide him with like housing and clothes and resources, and they would find him on the streets the next day. Look at like Delonte West, the guy who supposedly messed up with LeBron James. This guy, they put him in so many different situations to find millions, and he just kept jumping fences and going back into the streets.
And going back to the old ways, but like you say, the addiction is crazy. Like that's what it is, addiction. And so I feel like that's what you want to do. When you're ready to stop, you're ready. You
ever been addicted to anything? Or you ever like just
I was addicted to playing the game.
What's the game?
Like Xbox,
Call
of Duty. Swear to God, I thought I was gonna be a streamer. I was addicted to it. Like I used to play it all day, every day.
What made you think you were gonna? Were you just addicted to games, or success of maybe being a streamer?
Just addicted to the game.
Okay,
just the overall game.
What game?
Call of Duty. Blackout, Black Ops 4. When that came out, I was head over heels. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing right here.
That's it.
Everybody was doing it. and I was on tether for a minute, so that made it even better.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream, and I feel like that's what that was.
What,
That was
becoming a
dream.
streamer?
Just in the house playing the game, you know.
There's normally nothing. I know the T Grizzly phenomena is killing people because they're like, T Grizzly's making $300,000 a
But
year.
that's different than playing the game. Like T Grizzly put money behind that.
Yeah.
Like that's like a server or something totally different than just playing the game, being a streamer. You know what I'm saying? Like I can just play the game in my room and stream and get views and get money. He doing something totally different. That's him in the game.
That's true.
You know?
That's
something
true.
totally different, I think.
You're from Highland Park, man. We've only had a few cats on here from Highland Park.
HP 100 years. I don't hear nobody screaming at Kid L.
You could say it's like the heart of Detroit, right? Because
Yes,
it's kind
the
of like
heart
in
of
the
Detroit
center.
is
It's like in the middle.
I'm glad you said that. I tell everybody that. And there's not an east and west side of Highland Park.
Right.
It's just Highland Park.
What was day zero for you? Where were you born in Highland Park? What was life growing up like?
Growing up in Highland Park, me was great actually because it was close. Everybody was close. A lot of friends, a lot of family. You know, big households. So it was good. It was good, definitely. I mean, definitely grew up in poverty, but you know, we made the best out of it.
Yeah, Highland Park is a small community though, right? Like you kind of know everybody who's there, right?
If I'm gonna think, I think it's like 4 square miles,
Jeez.
if I'm not mistaken.
So you know your neighbors, you know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what's going on. Majority of everybody own their homes. If you look on the news, you don't really see Highland Park.
What do you think separated, if Highland Park is that its own vicinity, kind of, what separated it from Detroit? Like, why didn't Highland Park just become part of Detroit?
I felt like Highland Park was like a like Hamtramck. It's like a township. Like back in the day, like I think it was a township first. It wasn't like a big city.
Yeah.
So they made it into like Highland Park. I think it probably was Detroit. I don't know how far back it go. It probably was Detroit. I think they probably made it to Highland Park. I don't know. But I know from what I know, Highland Park been Highland Park forever.
For sure.
You know, they had their own hospital, you know, own school, own police department, own governor, all that type of stuff.
For sure.
So, you know.
So your upbringing was chill? Like, just like, obviously,
I mean, got in
unfortunately,
trouble a lot. You know, I did a lot of juvenile time.
you were in
Put it
boot
that way.
camp, right?
Boot camp, juvenile,
Yeah.
all that type of stuff.
What was getting you into trouble? Like, what were you doing?
I mean, like you say, like back in the day, we really had nothing to do. So when you had no YMCA, no stuff of that nature, so we out there doing whatever we can do to have fun.
Yeah. And what was the first crime? Or like whatever the hell?
First crime was a pistol, was a gun.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say like a fucking like.
Nah,
you
first
kicked
crime
somebody's
was a
trash
gun.
can
I ain't gonna
down.
lie, it was a gun.
I
I wish it was something like a slap on the wrist.
Oh,
I
God.
wish it was something like
Why'd you
that,
have
but
a
it was
pistol?
a gun.
Why'd you have a pistol on you?
Just being around the guys I was around,
Right.
you know, crash outs. Thought you needed a pistol, really didn't. You know, we still kids, but at the same time, people out there getting shot. They
Yeah.
at school with guns. You see, you know what I'm saying? You see guns everywhere. So it's really second nature to keep a gun.
I think there was an episode of Family Matters where like Laura brings a gun to school or something like that, or she got her shoes taken from her. You ever see that episode?
Lore?
You remember Family Matters?
Yeah, but I don't remember Lore having no pistol.
It's like this crazy ass episode. I don't know if it's her who had the pistol, but her friend tries to sell her a pistol after she gets robbed. Somebody at school gets their shoes stolen from them, and then Laura gets scared because I think it was her friend. I think the girl got shot too, something like that. I don't know what happened. But then Laura's friends were like, yo, you need to buy a gun. And then she goes to like the trunk of some guy's car to buy the gun. It was fucking crazy. Crazy.
I think I remember something like that with somebody was just showing me a show, The Parenthood.
Parenthood does that too?
Yeah, The Parenthood. It was a guy on there. He had got a jump and went and got a gun.
It was like the most dramatic episode of Family Matters. What do you think? Like, what do you think Family Matters is like class was? Like, do you think they were lower class or middle class? Like, what class do you think they were?
From watching episodes, middle class.
Yeah.
Middle class. I wouldn't say upper class is what, rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, middle class. You know, everybody. The dad had a job. The mama didn't work. So yeah.
No, I think she did work. I think
What
she
worked at?
I think she was an elevator person. Like she literally operated elevators.
Wow. No, see, I gotta go back.
Isn't that
See, I
crazy
gotta
that
go
was
back.
even a job?
I gotta go back.
But not to get off subject, but so you get caught up with a pistol. That's like your first thing that you're doing, right? And what they do with you? They just search probation. Like what happened?
No, juvenile.
Okay.
I did about a year in juvenile.
Damn.
Came home on tether. So crazy. I'm still a kid playing basketball. They let me go outside.
How old were you when you had the tether on?
13, 14. I was a kid. Like, literally, I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a kid. So, doing that, coming home, and getting locked right back up. For nothing I did wrong, though. That's what really made me rebellious. Tether coming off because I'm playing basketball. They coming down on it. Tether come off 2 times. Third time he said come off again, you going back to jail.
Damn.
I'm running now. It came off again. I left it on the dresser and ran.
What do you mean? Where'd you go?
Like, I went back to the hood. I stayed over here. I went back to Highland Park. Moved away from Highland Park. Came back. I know I can come over here and do whatever I need to do. And that's how it was. Got caught up again. Got locked up.
What'd you get caught up for again?
Just on the run.
Oh, my God.
Being on the run. Once they catch up to you, you got to go get locked back up. So.
But you knew, like, eventually you have to do your time. Like, you knew that, right?
I mean, but eventually they got to catch you. Eventually, you know what I'm saying? They got to catch you. So you got to let, you know what I'm saying, make them do their job. And I'm still a kid, so it ain't like it's too big of a worry to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that anyway to be like, I can't leave.
There's like these judges now, they're going viral on TikTok for really being hard on kids that are like caught up in the court system and everything like that. You see these guys? They're like literally.
I really notice now you got to be hard on the parents.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even the kids, it's the parents. Like I feel like I grew up in a 2-parent household. I had morals and was raised with respect. But once you get away from that, you know what I'm saying, you still have respect for your elders, but it's certain stuff you don't respect.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the case of what's that kid that his parents are getting prosecuted for this?
The Crumbley
Crumbleys?
case.
Yeah, the Crumbley case. It's like the parents are being prosecuted now for.
But at the same time, they like the parents had like knowledge that your son was really like doing this.
Bro, you imagine your son tweaking out, like just chilling in the room, like, yeah, you feel me? Like, all right, yeah, go ahead,
I can't
son.
really. I don't know if I can imagine that, because how you can't see the signs? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how you don't see the signs of something like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be some type of sign. Like, what's wrong with this? He ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, something wrong with him.
Either you would want them, you're like wanting him to do it, or you're avoiding avoiding the hell out of whatever he is. Like, listen, whatever he's doing in his own little world, just let him do that, because I'm not messing with that kid.
That's how can you be like that and you the parent?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. When you get out of, when they catch up with you, they lock you up. You get out. Is it just a repeating cycle, or does it eventually end one day? Did boot camp end it? Like, when did it all stop?
It's a repeating cycle for a minute, but boot camp definitely had a big role in ending it, because that's an alternative to prison.
What was boot camp like?
Boot camp was like, let me see, a camp. Put it that way. I swear it was like a camp. It was like a camp, but that's because when I went there, it was nothing like they say they used to do. They used to run you to death, like make you run, PT, you know, physical, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They make you do that. They didn't make you do that when I was in there. It was like a program to just push you through, get your GED, a lot of school paperwork, and go home. Did
you have that one mentor guy come out of nowhere?
You got that one. You got that one that's gonna mess with you all the time and make you want to mess up. But that be that one that be, you know what I'm saying, on the back burner, like, you gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure you make it. That type of stuff.
For sure.
You know.
When you get out, what year do you remember what year you got out?
This was I really can't remember the year I got out.
Like, what was that? Post 2012, pre 2012, something.
It was way before 2012.
Oh, okay, cool. So when do you get involved in music? Like, when does everything start working?
This happens in 2000. I know the year because, like I say, 2016. Because this is the time we went up to Studio 17. Shout out to Studio 17, 60 Dock, Cartier County, and Cook the Cash Cow. They had the studio. And my homeboy Tay Blood, he been doing the rapping stuff. You know, I ain't never take a liking to the rapping stuff because it was, you know, we had other stuff going on. I'm trying to pay some bills. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, get some money. He changed his whole life to go up there and do. I went along with him. Let me see what y'all doing up here, man. And I fell in love with it. And just letting them, you know, just seeing the music transpire from nothing and seeing like John Boy in there making beats in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Seeing GT come through there, Pesh, you know, just everybody you can think of coming through here doing
Name
what
some
they
of the
do.
cats you've seen come through there. You've seen some of the Team Eastside cats come through and everything?
The only Team Eastside cat I seen come through there when I was coming through there was Dame and GT.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Who else did you see come through?
Teasy. He was locked up when I first came around. He got out for a minute and got locked back up. Eastside Re-Up, FMB DZ. We had Spice One up there at one point in time. Project was up there at one point in time. Like I say, John Boy, Cook the Cash Cow, Dot. We got Lowski. We got Big Face Barry. We got almost everybody you could think of that was making music around that time.
Do you remember any notable moments when you were at that studio?
Yes. A lot of notable moments. Sada Baby, 2K17. DZ, getting money over here. We ain't no look. Just hearing it transpire, you know.
Oh, you were around while they were making
Yeah,
the songs?
I'm in the studio. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got actual footage of me being in the studio chilling.
Why were you in the studio while Sada was making 2K17?
No, I wasn't in the studio when he made 2K7, but I was there when I wasn't in. You know, I would have been in the video.
Where were you?
But no, I was around during that time. I wasn't in,
yeah.
I wish I was there when he actually did the video.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But like I said, when they was doing all that, I was working. Like Tay Blood, he got videos, multiple videos out. You wouldn't see me in one of them. Because, you know what I'm saying, I was working. Like, I was really working. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about the music.
Yeah.
But I was on, I made one song. I made a hook. They like, we need a hook for this song. I made it, and they liked it. So that's what, you know, I like the music.
So you're just recording, but you're not like...
I'm not putting nothing out.
Nah, no, just chilling.
No, just chilling, just recording. Yeah. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Beats cheap, super cheap.
Why was it free?
Creative space. You know what I'm saying? Like, they paying for the studio. These my homeboys. So they throwing on beats. We in there making music. You know, I done made a song. Just in there playing around. GT in there. John Boy in there. Let me get on this. Come on. GT put about 4 bars on there. John Boy got a whole verse. You know what I'm saying, at the end. So it was just like creative space.
Dope. Very dope. Now you're working with these cats. You're not releasing music, but you're watching them blow up. Obviously, right?
Yes,
so
that's
like something in the air where it's like, all right, should I start pushing this? Obviously, first day out drops roughly not too around that time as well, right? So everybody's like, yo, let's do this, right?
Yes,
like,
yes.
What was it for you to not like push it?
Because, like I say, doing around that time, it was recreation. You ain't really have to pay. I did pay a little bit of nothing for certain stuff, but once everybody start, you know, DZ start doing his thing, GT, he doing his thing, Sada doing their thing, everybody away from the studio now. Now we pushing Tay Blood. You know what I'm saying? This is why I came in the game anyway with Tay Blood. He making music. He get killed.
You came in the game with him?
Yeah, like this is my, like, I'm not coming in the game, but this is my, you know what I'm saying, this is my brother.
Yeah.
So this who introduced me to Studio 17.
What's your relationship with him, like on a friendship level?
Like knowing him, like watch me grow up, like
Really?
years. Like
What was it
know
like
him,
growing
love
up
him.
with Tay Blood?
You say I ain't hear you.
What was it like growing up with him? Like, what was it like being around him? Like,
A leader. He's not gonna steer you wrong. You know what I'm saying? He gonna tell you when you wrong and when you right.
what was your guys' like chemistry like as far as just chilling? Like, were you guys just like goofing around?
Like, yeah, like
just
like
talking
real
shit?
brothers. Like this real brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? No, different mama, different daddy. Just real brotherly love. And that's how it really was at Studio 17. That's why all that good music came out of there. And I feel like that's what a lot of artists need now.
When you were watching him, what was the first notable moment you seen for his career? Like, as far as knowing, like, oh shit, like this guy's doing something here.
Coalition DJs. Miss 12. Shout out to Miss 12 Coalition DJs. Love Tay Blood. I know she dealt with a lot of artists beforehand, a lot of artists after. But something about Tay Blood stuck with her till to this day. Got tattoos, everything of them. I just felt like that point right there in his career, oh, he about to do it.
How'd you figure out his passing? Like, what, did you get a phone call or something?
At work.
Yeah.
At work. Yeah. Somebody called me and said, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, not him. You know what I'm saying? Not the one that changed his whole life for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, went broke really in the studio all day. How we gonna pay the bills? How we gonna pay Big Bob? Like, it was really heartbreaking. That really, music for what?
Did you figure out like the background work of like what happened to him? Like, did you dig into it, or did you?
I didn't. Cause like digging into it was like it would have killed me and broke me down. I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now if I would have, you know what I'm saying, really broke down and really did what I needed to do, or felt I had to do in that situation. I wouldn't be right here right now, probably.
Some people question it, right? Obviously, like, if something happens to your man, your boy, and it's like you don't do anything about it, it's like, what does it say about you? Like, sometimes people take that angle, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to be offensive about it, obviously, from my perspective, but just like when I watch interviews or podcasts, people are always like, well, why didn't you do something? If that was your man, why didn't you pull up?
Right, but a lot of people got to know this too. You got to live for them kids. And when you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how long ago it was. Sometimes that beef never go away, certain beef. But that's why people need to sit down a lot more and talk and, you know what I'm saying, and resolve issues before it get to that.
Did people ever ask you why you didn't? Did people ever go like, yo, why aren't you guys doing anything about what happened to Tay B?
See, everything ain't broadcast. Yeah. So they just on the outside looking in, so you would never know what somebody did or what they didn't do, because a lot of people don't speak on stuff of that nature. You know what I'm saying? When you speak on that, a lot of times people think you lying.
Oh, for sure.
So,
no, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. So after his passing, were you deflated or were you more motivated to continue?
I was really deflated. I kept seeing messages just on the Instagram, like, it's that hidden gem out there. Like, drop the music. Don't sit on the music. I'm still writing stuff and doing little certain stuff. I just ain't pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to push it. I don't know. It's something about this year just had me like, I gotta go. I gotta run. I gotta run with it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. You got that music. Don't sit on it. Push it.
What was the most difficult aspects of you as you were an upcoming artist from those years? Even though you weren't like putting music out, so it's hard to really be like pissed off about it.
I ain't gonna lie. It was nothing hard because what I was around. Like, I feel like I missed my time seeing them come up. I could have got a DZ feature. I could have got, a GT feature, side-up feature, and I feel like I would have been right there with them right now. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, their life was music. My life wasn't music at that time.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel.
Yeah, taking advantage of certain, celebrity status and just talent.
Yeah,
around you.
it's not even taking advantage. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
When I say take advantage, I think I do understand why people say, like, they take advantage the wrong way. I don't mean advantage like, yo, use this person. I mean more so like, this is an advantage that you have the opportunity to work with your friends and people around you at this moment. So like, work with them, you know what I mean? I was on that. I tell my friends all that time, I have friends that work with major celebrities, and I'm like, listen, no offense, but there might be a point where they forget about you. So utilize what you can. You guys are friends, that's cool. You guys are cool, that's cool. Get some pictures together, get some songs in together, get some projects in together. Like, just because you're friends doesn't mean they get to eat off you, but you don't get to eat off them.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
They utilize you as much as they want to utilize you.
Of course.
But then you might be like, nah, but if I ask to do that with him, he's going to think I'm using him. It's like, no, man, you're working. You're
collaborating. If he see you working, it's nothing for him to be like, oh, yeah, I'm about to throw you this beat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll hop on that feature for you. That's how I feel.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, when do you feel like your reemergence was as far as coming out with music? Do you feel like this is like the official?
Yes,
or do you feel like
the official, yes.
Right.
Like,
you got the song Easy just dropped, right?
A few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Easy, Motion, Bums, let me see, No Handouts, New Neighbors. I got like 5 videos out there. And my first track.
Yeah.
My first track.
Yeah, the introduction is like a repeat of you just saying that shit over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like my first trap is like my first day out.
Yeah.
It's like I'm originator of feeling like I feel like nobody never done that. That's how I feel like I am originator.
That's pretty cool.
That's how I feel. And my next trap opening soon.
What were you showing in the video, like a lawnmower or something like that?
That was what you a lawnmower? What
was that thing? What was that thing that you were showing in the beginning of the video?
He said lawnmower. No, I don't remember no lawnmower in the video.
But it's like kind of like a bike-ish looking thing in the intro of the video.
Oh, that's a bike.
That's a bike.
Shout out, shout out my boy Vic, man. Coney Street Grill owner.
Yeah.
That's his bike.
Oh, okay, that's a bike.
Yeah, that's a motorcycle. Yeah,
It's
that's
a big.
bike.
I think the top view of it threw me off. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he showing this? But no, yeah, it was. You have a very interesting voice. I think that's the most important part about you. Obviously, the appearance as well, and that you flow on the beat very well. And people are always gonna check out the guy with the mask.
Of course,
I
I feel that too. I feel like I'm the mask, like the originator of that too, though. Like just the locks off the top. So when you do see people out like that, like it's me, like, you know what I'm saying? I get turned around a few places, clubs, whatever. Even though I'm willing.
What do you mean turned around?
Like my homeboy threw a party at a club, supposed to perform, such and such. You know, I'm promoting it, whatever. I get to the door, they telling me I gotta, take my mask off. Cool. I'll show you. This is me, my ID. He let you know I'm old enough to get in the club, but I'm putting it back on before I get in the club. They didn't want to do that. And I don't understand that. If you check me down, search me, make sure I ain't got anything, what's wrong with the mask?
Yeah. Liability, right? Just to make sure that if you do pull some shit off that they can identify you and know who to target as far as persecution is concerned.
Me and all that already, so it's like.
But the security card isn't like documenting like this is your face and this is who you are when you walk in. After that, they're done with you. But if there's security camera footage of you blowing out a place and then dipping, they need to know like who the fuck was the guy that blew out this place and did.
Well, I feel that too. I feel but at the same time, I feel like it's just it's me. Like
I feel what you're saying. Once you get to a certain level of success, everybody's gonna be like, "Fuck, pull up." Like they're not gonna trip. They're gonna know who you are.
For sure. And I feel like it's that right now a little bit. Like I got, I'm on. I don't know if you heard of Blunts and Raps.
Yeah,
I'm on that on the 18th.
Dope.
Like I said, I did the Brick Fest.
Yep. So you're working with Crowd Freak? Is that kind of like
No. I do not work with Crowd Freak.
But Brickfest wasn't there?
No, that was Chris Jesus Smokes.
That was Jesus Smokes, but I know there was an affiliation with Crowd Freak. I
don't know nothing about the affiliate.
Why don't you work with Crowd Freak?
I'm not gonna lie. Bad promotion.
Damn.
Son. Like I done been on the Crowd Freak show.
Yeah.
I had to pay to get on the Crowd Freak show, which was cool. My slot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want me to buy a booth? Which is cool. Now I gotta buy a bottle too at this venue.
How much did it cost you to just perform there? Total
$250, $300 for the slot.
Okay.
Cool. I buy a booth, $200.
Okay.
They say you gotta buy a bottle. Cool. Don Julio Nejo, fifths, $350.
Ooh, so you're getting like $800.
Probably. I'm an upcoming artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get on.
Yeah.
So that right there.
But did you know everything from the jump, or was it like as it goes? You get more charge? Did you get a refund and be like, no, I didn't know.
No, I want no refund or nothing. So I did what I do. The next time I went to another one like that, somebody told me like, man, they be doing more for their artists than they do for the upcoming artists. And I was like, okay, let me go see for myself, though. I'm not going to take your word for it, which you is my man, though. Let me go see for myself. I seen it for myself.
For who?
I went to Bankroll Studio.
Bankroll's this Crowd Freak.
I went there for the open mic, like they said, to get a spot for one of them shows they had. I'll say, okay, I'll win me a spot. They artists come on. He got special guests. They popping out the back with dancers. I swear to God. And he the last act before they get to the second round and announce the 5 winners.
Right.
I turn around, I say, I bet you he win. I leave after that because they announced me as the, kind of mad. He won though.
Right.
So, I just felt like it was all a setup.
I feel like on the positive ends of Crowd Freak for me, Curtis Lamar and everything that they're doing is creating a community of artists that are very competent people. Like that's the whole thing about Crowd Freak is it's like we're getting a bunch of competent artists to be a part of this and to have performances for main stage events, big opening events, big host, everything like that. And they're doing their best to do it on the angle. As far as taxing you, that's not. I mean, I would say that like as soon as I figure out I'm being taxed, I should get a refund. If I go like, yo, it's $400 to perform, I pay $400, and then like 2 weeks later, like you got to buy a bottle too and a booth, then I'd be like, no, let me get my money back. And then if they don't do that, that's when I have a problem.
I'm glad you say that.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like Brickfest was a bigger event than that event, right? And I came out less money.
I mean, I don't know. I was at Brickfest too. I feel like Crowd Freak. Like I've been to, at one time. Cash Doll was there. It was insane, dude.
I mean, no, this was at Orchard Theater though. This wasn't like at no like a venue, like a big venue outside.
Oh, okay.
This at the Orchard Theater.
Okay,
it's not like a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, all these events and promotions, like they have to sustain themselves, right? So they have to make sure they make enough money to be able to do this the next time and the next time and the next time. They put on as many artists as they can, but there should be fairness to it, right?
Yes,
like,
that's what I. Where's the fairness to the independent artists? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
Like, where's that at? You know, another Floss. Shout out to Floss.
Floss a lot.
Yes, he's definitely he want to see you win type of cat.
Facts.
He threw something. It was a free show. The other promoter on there was charging people $100 a slot. Then telling you a certain slot, not following up with that, giving you a slot when everybody gone.
Yeah, I've been to. So
you know what I'm saying? So,
me and you've been in the game for a long time. We know how these events work, right?
I mean, no, I haven't. I've never. Like I say, this is my first year ever.
Oh, this is the first year
doing any of that.
You got to call me later. I'll tell you, man. But it's a lot. It's a process, right? Because like if you paid to perform at a show, they're gonna be like, you're about to open up for Lil Wayne, and you're like, oh shit, I'm about to open up for Lil Wayne. That's crazy. 2 p.m. is your slot. And to you as an artist, you might be like, all right, shit, I'm opening up for Lil Wayne. You get there at 2 p.m., the only person there is the janitor.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's it's the name of the game. But you know what you're really supposed to do with that? If you're an artist, you promote the flyer, you promote the shit out of it, you make sure people take pictures of you on stage, and then during that slide on Instagram, post a picture of Lil Wayne being on that stage too. But bitch, I open up for Lil Wayne.
See, right. And that's where I like you said, new artist. That's where I come to grips with.
Yeah.
Like I'm paying my way. It don't even matter what it is. I just want people to see the music, hear the music, and get the image.
Well, listen, that is the key to the game.
Yeah.
In the beginning, as an artist, you have to pay to play.
Yes.
And then eventually you get paid to play.
Yes.
That is the name of the game.
Yes.
And the only way to get paid is by selling tickets.
Yes.
Streams are going crazy. You're worth people seeing and watching and paying money for it.
But
That's how you get
venues
paid.
out there that do sound off Sundays. I haven't been, but I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely going to show them some love.
But the thing about those, and I appreciate all of those, I appreciate all the venues that give artists opportunities to perform, but they're never going to pivot and become massive platforms unless they start monetizing themselves on a higher volume. But you have to give respect for the fact that they're just like local indie, low key doing it.
Yes.
That's always love for that. That's always love for that. But it's almost like having an amazing product, but nobody ever gets to see it because you didn't invest money in it for people to see it. So that's the catch-22 of the whole situation. Now, as far as your re-up, coming back in the game, or pushing the game now, what's been some hurdles you've been tackling? What's been some new things you've been enduring as an artist?
Networking, like being around people more, going out more, going to them festivals, taking pictures with people, you know, following people, reposting people, you know, stuff. It's not D-sucking. You know what I'm saying? I repost people's stuff all the time. I feel like it's free marketing, free promotion, because they're going to repost yours too. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Just like, yeah, I can see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see
like I do that to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I put fire under people. I like people post. I repost it if I like it. I do all that.
Is there any reason that you wear the mask besides the artistry, or is it literally just for the intrigue?
I still want to be me.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't want to be famous,
music.
right?
Yeah, I don't. I still want to be me after the. You know what I'm saying?
What part of fame are you not like interested in?
Eminem. I'm so sick and tired of being admired. That right there always come to my mind when everybody done said it. Like, man, this fame is not it. I can't even go out and have a meal with my family without, you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk.
Yesterday I was at a cider mill, and it's Blake's Cider Mill. I'm far away from the city, bro. Far, man. People recognizing me was straight. But this dude in the bathroom, man, I don't know what this dude. Like, I walked in, he's like, "Get out!" Like screaming at me. I'm like, "Yo!" And I'm like, "Whoa!" And I'm peeing, and he's like, literally, I'm literally peeing, and he's like talking to me. He's like telling me about his music. I'm like, "Bro, I'm taking a leak right now, son." Like, when we get out, like, if I'm him, if I'm like, if I see somebody I like if Eminem walked into a bathroom. And I'm like there, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna call outside and probably wait and just be like, all right, man, is this motherfucker trying to talk to people?
Right.
I'm not comparing myself to that level. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, when you're peeing, man, like you're not trying to talk to nobody. Even in general, just as a general.
Of course,
being,
you're not trying to.
Yeah.
You ain't trying to answer your phone or nothing.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, chill out.
You famous. What you expect? You know what I'm saying? It's the fame.
It can be, but like I feel like no matter what, when somebody's peeing, leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah, for sure. I don't care what it. I don't care what it is. What's
you used
going
to
on?
go to you ever when you were in school? You remember go to the bath? Did you have a bathroom inside your classroom? And a bathroom inside your classroom in school?
That's like unsanitary. I ain't never heard of that.
You guys didn't have that?
Never.
In my elementary school, the bathroom was inside of each classroom had a bathroom inside of it.
Where you go to school at?
I went. I'm not gonna.
No, I'm saying like what? I'm saying like what area? Like
it was the Macomb area.
Macomb area?
Yeah.
No, that was like they need to keep eye on y'all, like for real.
Bro, it was like, think about it. It's like somebody could be like wrecking that toilet. You come out.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's unsanitary. Like you just. That's unsanitary.
Yeah.
Al, did you have the classrooms where each classroom, like 2 classrooms shared the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're connected. Yeah.
See, nah,
but they had the bathroom inside the classroom, so it's like if you were tearing that bitch up, like the whole class knew you just tore that bitch up.
No, I definitely wasn't like that for sure. That's crazy. You say that. I've never seen that.
But like
I've
even
never
when
heard
people knock on the bathroom door, almost like even if you're in public, like you go to like Little Caesars Arena and you're in and you're stalling, somebody knocks on it, it's almost like, damn, man. Like I always do so much when somebody walks into the bathroom. Like I'm at Somerset Mall, somebody walks in the bathroom, I'm doing everything to let you know I'm in the bathroom.
I'm in the bathroom, right? I'm flushing the toilet.
I'm flushing the toilet. I'm hitting the walls. I'm doing everything. I do not want to hear you knock on that door. I don't want to hear your feet. I don't want to see your eyes peeping through the freaking
your
slot.
concentration.
Yeah, I just don't like it. If you go to the airport, people
that's why it's rare. You see people doing that.
Yeah.
Like you gotta really be like in the moment. Like I gotta go use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
People will hold it till they get home. Like man, I'm not about to go use it in there.
But not at the airport though. If you've been to the airport,
yeah.
my god, people in the airport just go crazy. They don't give a fuck. It's like everybody's going crazy. It sounds like an episode of South Park when you're in the damn.
That's because they got the bubble guts. They about to fly.
Yeah, you gotta go crazy. You're like, I'm never gonna see this guy again next to me. I'm going crazy on this thing. I'm going crazy on this toilet.
There's so much internet out there, though. You'll be on the internet somewhere messing around.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, you know what? Celebrities have to have trouble with like doing normal stuff that like could embarrass the hell out of them. Like, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you do anything normal?
No.
How can I go to Walmart or anything if being, you know what I'm saying, Peasy or being, you know what I'm saying, Baby Money or Babyface Ray?
The funniest shit was during COVID. I went to Macy's. And a lot of rappers were wearing their masks, but you knew who the fuck they were because they were wearing their chains.
Oh.
So it's like, all right, I know that's you. But the funniest one was I ran into Sada at Macy's. He was shopping, and I seen his chains, but I think he was wearing a different set of chains that day or something because usually he would have that gorilla one. So I'm like looking, I'm like, yo, is that Scoob? And I start like, I'm like, I don't want to just walk up on a random dude. So I was like, let me make sure it's Scoob. I get around him and I just heard, and I was like, oh, it's Scoob. I just heard him like one little accent of voice. He turned around, he started talking about canoe trips and stuff. But I was like, why are y'all wearing the masks? When you got the chains on, we know who you are.
We know who you are. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Does a mask give you more confidence, or do you feel like it doesn't matter either way?
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like it don't because I feel like this me. Like, you can go back to posts from when I started Instagram. I never showed my face. Never. Like I say, I had my Instagram, I think, since 2016. I think that's when I started it.
Does anybody know who you are in the rap game?
Yeah, it's a few people that know who I am, but it's a lot of people that don't know. Like, shout out to GMT. He the one really broke me out of being on camera. He don't know who I am.
So GMT's been working with you, but he doesn't know who you are.
They don't know. Shout out Block Films too. They don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's just all from the respect and business aspect that we got that connection. You know what I'm saying?
So the people that do know who you are, how'd they figure out who you are?
Really, I tell people that I know, go listen to this. Go do that. You know what I'm saying? Who is this? That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know you was such and such, such and such. But people that I do know personally that don't know I do this and I'm around them with this on, they don't know it's me.
Wow.
I swear to God on everything. It shocked me to know that.
So there's people that see you with the mask on that don't know you're the rapper or original NoFace.
Yes. They don't even know they don't even know it's me. And I like that. And you know what I'm saying? I like that. I'm like, okay, my disguise is working. You know what I'm saying? It's working.
How much
I
would
feel
that?
like Batman.
So you don't want the fame, but you want money. Like you want the success of it all. You want the artistry. You want like to be able to get your music out, make money off of it, and survive. Right?
Of course. I just but I feel like I say I fell in love with the music. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I owe this to Tay Blood. You know what I'm saying? To really keep pushing. And I feel like I got something to say. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, what I'm bringing to the game is originality. Like I feel like I'm original with a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like Easy. That's not a Detroit beat. That's something that you would probably, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't even think I would go on, you know, or a rapper would, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think outside the box with everything I do.
Yeah.
Like my first trap, my second trap coming soon. Then I got, you know what I'm saying, it's a serious, like Trapped in the Closet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm going with it.
Do you feel like the trap aspect is incriminating at all, or do you feel like you're good at like?
No, I feel like it's not incriminating because I'm not talking about selling fucking bricks and fentanyl. I'm not talking about killing nobody with drugs. I'm not talking about none of that. So you know what I'm saying?
As far as collaborations and features, have you looked at anybody and decided like who you want to be working with?
I definitely got some people I want to work with. Like a lot of upcoming artists I want to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? I want to mess with Jigs. I don't know if you know I Am Jigs, female rapper.
Yep.
Definitely want to get in something with her because I feel like, excuse me, she's slap on and it's something new to the scene. I like originality and something new and something that's off the wall.
Are you familiar with Lil Tito and like Worst Generation? Punch
Lil
God?
Tito. Oh yeah, yeah, of course. I feel like that's you gotta like that kind of music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's Miles music, I think. You know what I'm saying? But Miles came up off that music. It's something different.
So Miles is from Detroit?
I don't think he's from Detroit, but I think he's from Michigan area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've never would have known nothing about him until somebody posted it. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard, you know.
It's taking off, man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a genre and a listener for every kind of music.
What do you feel like as far as Highland Park and Detroit, some similarities, and is there anything that you do look at the Detroit and Highland Park dynamic that you want to address?
Yes. I feel like we have pioneers from Highland Park that, you know what I'm saying, put a staple into this game, and Highland Park is not talked about at all. I done been to every festival I've been to, every little performance. Not one person said anything about Highland Park. I done heard East Side, West Side, North End, Southwest. I've never heard anything about Highland Park. So I just feel like Highland Park is getting just looked over.
Are there artists that are from Highland Park that are repping Detroit?
That right there is kind of, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so.
So who are you expecting to talk about Highland Park? Like, who do you want like to shout out Highland Park?
We got Rondé. He's with Rock Bottom.
Right.
That's a Detroit-based, you know what I'm saying, group. But he's from, you know, he always scream Highland Park for life, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a part of Detroit too, though. Highland Park, Rock Bottom. You know what I'm saying? It's all one. So if you looking at them as pioneers and stuff of that nature, you got to look at Highland Park. You look at X Factor from Highland Park. He's a top tier battle rapper.
True.
Be from Highland Park. You know, he claimed he messed with Detroit, Calico, all that. So I feel like Highland Park is definitely a different city. You know what I'm saying? But it's all, I still wear Detroit clothes. I rep Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying?
What are comparisons that you figure with Detroit and Highland Park?
I feel like we're definitely a totally different city. We definitely think totally different, you know what I'm saying, than Detroit. But it's definitely, you got to mess with Detroit because Detroit is where everything is at. There's nothing in Highland Park.
Do you guys resonate more with Flint or Detroit?
Detroit, of course. Detroit.
You know who Mama Shu is?
Of course.
Yeah.
So Mama Shu is blessing Highland Park right now, for sure, yes.
Yeah, she has a lot of landmarks and everything based on for her children that passed away, unfortunately, many circumstances. She has went through super.
Shout out to Mayor Wyndham too.
Mm-hmm.
He the husband of Yo-Yo.
Yep.
He definitely been keeping Highland Park on his back forever. forever, even after the strokes. You know what I'm saying?
Is this your brand right here?
I'm a brand ambassador for Hood Olympics.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
What
I brought
that?
you a medium.
My boy.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's the Hood Olympics?
Hood Olympics, man. The Hood Olympics, man. What place are you in? It's like it's the Hood Olympics, man. The first Hood Olympics coming next year. Showing the back here. The first Hood Olympics coming next year.
What's it about to be?
The Hood Olympics this is strictly for the hood. This is strictly for what any hood you grew up in. Okay, this is the Hood Olympics. Imagine you got 5 females up there who can make the best Kool-Aid.
Dope.
You feel me? Then you got 5 guys up there who can roll the best backwood. You feel what I'm saying? And this is all. I got another brand. They got hood code, like with your zip codes. So they're gonna have different zip codes competing in these little games, the Hood Olympics.
Brilliant.
And you know what I'm saying? That's the first annual one is coming next year.
Brilliant.
And we're gonna have prizes, you know what I'm saying, stuff of that nature, but it's strictly for the inner city kids, the hood, for people to come out and have a good time. You know? So
Brilliant.
yeah,
Honestly,
for
very
sure.
brilliant.
That's exactly what that is.
Is there anything you want to talk about before we close out?
I definitely wanna get out there that like I say, I definitely appreciate everybody for rocking with the mask. I don't have no malice against nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problems with nobody. And I feel like every independent artist that's pushing, man, keep pushing.
Is that public housing?
What? Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's
shout out to
Baby
shout
Tay,
out
man.
to y'all. Shout out to Baby Tay,
Shout
HP 100 years, and my homeboy Rollo.
Shout out, man.
Hustle in Silence.
Goddamn,
They had a correlation. You know what I'm saying?
I remember watching Baby Tay bring those shirts to the
They
basketball
had
games.
for sure. Shout
Man.
out to all them brands.
Woo.
Shout out to everybody from HP, man, doing their thing. The Shoe Doctor, everybody, man. Shoe Doctor definitely is a Highland Park staple too, though, and he's definitely Detroit, Atlanta, Houston, New York. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Real talk.
Shoe Doctor brought it from Greenfield Plaza,
For sure.
man.
Yeah,
Started
like I
his
say,
own
long
thing.
live Tay Blood, ABK, man, Yellow Gang, I-75. Come on, man. I love y'all.
For sure. Appreciate you doing this, man. You're a very, very cool cat, bro. Even when I met you at Brickfest, I was surprised by your aura and your energy and the way you present yourself, man. Very humble, very cool. Very interesting dude, man. I can't wait to see what happens for you in your career. Just keep pushing it forward because everything works out, man. Especially you got a separation factor with the mask and a separation factor with the music. So it's like just keep pushing it and eventually it will all unravel itself. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, Highland Visual Shootings Productions. We're out. Peace.
Yo.